All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Mathcast, where we're going to be bringing you the GSL Qualifiers, another match in the series here today. I had to take a little bit of a break here throughout the weeks. We did miss one of the matches there, but I believe Neolation swept it again in the other games that they've played. So that being said, we're going to see what they can do here today against another brand new team that I have not been able to see play yet. They're going by the tag of DS.8. So I have to wait and see what they can bring to the table. But if it's anything like we've been seeing in the past few matches, um, eNeo really shouldn't have a problem. They've been really dominant in the scene. They got a lot of pros on this team, and they've been making a huge impact. We can tell a lot, basically, in my opinion, from what I've seen. We could tell a lot about how much the enemy team is valued based on the kind of bands that Mikhail is putting out there. So Revenant and Lord Self Forest, still two top tier bands. They do leave a lot of other options on the table. Night PMY, though, they've done their homework, it looks like. They are going to ban out the Ophelia. It's not a hero that they want to give to Zlapped here very often. So most of the teams have been taking them out immediately. Bombardier, just a really powerful hero pick as of late, so no surprise there that he's going to get banned out real quick, and we're going to look into the picking phase real quick, see if we can catch up here. Mikhail first pick Fade, DS8 picked up Midas into Pearl, then a follow-up on eNeo by Tundra and Monarch, grabbing up that sweet support hero, and yeah, it's pretty much the standard. Just addressing chat here. But yeah, just so you know, in case you guys just joined me, welcome. Glad to have you here. I have not slept yet, so I've been up for a good 20 hours, but I wanted to cast this anyways. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, so just bear with me. Um, if I seem a little out of it, it's because I'm a little bit tired and 6 in the morning over here. But this is pretty much standard run-of-the-mill draft Evolution's been running with a lot of success. Is just global map awareness. You're going to have the Tundra Hawk scouting out the map. You're going to have Fade running around with her new and freshly buffed reflection ability. So shorter cooldown, longer duration at lower levels, and then of course the Monarch wards all over the place on top of regular wards, and look to keep tabs on the rotation from the Hellborn team. Hellborn team not running a jungler. They're going to finish out their draft with a Dark Lady and a Behemoth. And Legion team picked up a carry Silhouette. It's one of Wolfheim's finest. I've seen him play it in three out of the 4 games I've casted so far. He's picked up that Silhouette. He's really good with it. And then they rounded out with a Bubbles going to be played by Zlapped in the Suicide Lane. So that's what the drafts are going to look like so far. One thing I do like here about the Hellborn team's draft, it's if they've done any of the homework or the research on Neolution, they'll know that how quickly a game can turn sour when you're playing against these guys. They'll just give them an inch, they'll take a mile, they'll take over the game very quickly. So what I do like about this draft is a Behemoth, a Midas, and a Pearl. Great defensive. Whoops, let me fix that overlay. That could have been disastrous if I didn't look. What I do like is great wave clearing abilities. They're going to be able to thwart an early push and at least buy themselves a little bit of time if they don't completely get thrown under the bus early. As well as Pearl. Now, preservation making it a lot harder to push into, and could even give an opportunity to push them into a Behemoth hole or allow them to set up. But they're going to rotate 5 heroes up into the top lane here and do what they can to ensure that they get some wards down. Again, no jungle hero on either side of the drafts here, so we might be seeing a tri-lane actually. And wow, so this is a first. I've seen it done with like a solo safe lane carry, as in Madman, but I haven't seen them throw Zlapped in the solo safe lane yet, and I'm sure he's going to actually love this. He might be heads up against Midas. D-Dog plays 20, make contact early, invite into the game. Okay. So he's going to love this lane matchup here. Midas probably's got a good chance to go against Bubbles, but Bubbles pretty strong lately, so it should be a fairly even matchup, determining coming down just to player skill at the end of the day. In the mid lane, Pestilence up against Tundra here. Tundra's going to go ahead and grab a hatchet himself. So fairly balanced matchup there. And then a Triverse tri-lane up in the top. Just right off the bat, Dark Lady probably going to have a pretty easy time farming up here, depending on how aggressively these guys play, but we'll see. We're going to see the crippling pollen, the pollen coming out onto Pearl for harassment, but Monarch's going to try to stay off to the side, not leech up a ton of experience here, and we're going to see a little bit of a battle of the supports. Behemoth getting the nice Fisher off on a Monarch here. Actually got the block off. Let's see if Pearl looks to punish that. Idolmaster, a very strong player here. No point was he really in any serious danger. And if he can get a level 2, then it's going to be real hard for the Hellborn to actually pick up a kill up here in this top lane. So we'll see what they can do with that. And again, welcome everybody to the stream. Running on a delay here, so chat interaction will be minimal. Pearl's taking a lot of damage. The Burning Shadow stun does connect, and she's trying to do a little bit of body blocking, but a nice whirly bubble to clear things out. And there's some nice synergy there between the whirly bubble and the Fisher, because you can really put someone in a bad position between those two abilities. But they do force out the early health potion onto Pearl, and she definitely dipped into her regen real early on here. Checking off on these bottom lane. Everything looks to be good, so going to keep our attention focused up here on the Triverse try, because a lot of action going to be up here. But we do see the Shiver finally picked up. It's going to be scouting out over here. See if he goes for Rune Vision or anything like that. Right now we see Zlapped already pulling ahead slightly. In XPM, he's at 300 versus 200 on the Midas, and the 100, he's got twice his GPM as well. You can also see on the creep farm. But Zlapped is winning that lane pretty handedly. He has had lane position for the most part, though, so Midas should be able to catch up here now that the lane's pressured a little bit. Nice job here by 1017 to remove that pull camp. Oh, actually, he missed it. So the camp is still blocked here. No pull chance for these guys up here, and it's going to hurt their levels just a little bit. Behemoth Fish are going to put Monarch in a bad way here. Dark Lady leads in with the W spell, slowing things down a bit, but really not able to close the gap, and Fade always ready with the Burning Shadow stun, so it's going to be pretty hard to initiate onto them, but I still think it's possible. This is a pretty strong tri-lane, and I wouldn't get too comfortable, even though Monarch now still no Chrysalis, so there's still hope. I do think that if they want to get something done, they got to do it sooner than later. Once that Chrysalis comes out, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to find a kill up in this top lane, and so far, Dark Lady is struggling to keep up with Silhouette, which is kind of surprising. Dark Lady got the hatchet. She really doesn't have too many issues getting up on the creep waves, just struggling to get those last hits. And we've seen a lot of games go this way, where just slowly the gold lead starts out 3 minutes in, it's 1,000. 10 minutes in, it's 5,000. So hopefully they can make something happen. Maybe Pestilence can get active. He did pick up a bottle, so maybe with some rune control, a decent rotation can be made. Hey GT Craze, hey Xenos guys, welcome to the stream. Again, I'm on a delay right now because it's a tournament match, so interaction with you guys is going to be pretty difficult, but good to see you. So looking pretty standard. They are finally going to rotate Fade out of the top lane. Really don't need him anymore. They're just winning this pretty handedly, and it's almost to the point where Dark Lady's too scared to push up. It's a double range matchup to deal with. Fade now rotating in the bottom lane. She scooped up that Invis rune and was borrowed the bottle, so she didn't have to use it right away, and she's got a full 40 seconds to just wait here and see if she can set something up. But very, very close 5, 6, 7, 8 was to that tower range, to the point where might even have been... No, I don't think she would have been spotted. The tower would have thrown out that auto attack, so should still be in the clear. Again, look at the relentless. Still, the camp was unblocked for 1 second. Oh, and of course, not paying attention. My apologies, guys. But you can imagine, patiently waiting. Midas steps out, gets locked down, and Bubbles even had Kelp Field ready. Didn't have to use it, but we see a rotation perhaps into the mid lane. Idolmaster dropping down that ward of sight as well. Pestilence going to get locked down by that Tundra ultimate. He's taking a lot of damage on top of that crippling pollen, slowing him down so much. One more auto attack might do it, but a nice gesture as the creeps block him and keep him alive for just the time being. So Pestilence will survive. Dark Lady gets a little bit of free farm space up in the top to catch up. And I'm surprised they rotated so many people down here into the mid lane. Expecting a bigger reaction, I suppose, but you can see Lord Mikhail spotting out Midas with a shiver here. Midas thinks he's being pretty sneaky. He's got the early bottle, but still no boots, so very unlikely that he'll actually get in range to pop off an elemental warp or something of that nature. Again, just rune control here, and I mean, this is pretty standard for them to be active this early, but I usually wouldn't see... Okay, there it is. So Wolfheim's going to rotate in the bottom lane. I was going to say, he never stops farming. They usually run the map with 4 heroes, is what they're looking to do here again. So, pretty standard. But, yeah, they're just looking to shut stuff down. Because even right now, I mean, Fade could still be at top, leeching for that level 6. There's still a lot of room for them to get levels before they set up the aggression. But, I mean, they're really just not looking to give any breathing room. I guess they know if they keep Behemoth down to level 3... they don't have to worry about the shockwave. He's not going to, you know, be a threat to them pushing the base. And they really, eNeolution's playstyle just, they're all about denying the team. They're forcing a reaction here. Forcing out the tower defense. These guys don't want to give up the free tower, but they're actually just taking the bait. Elemental Warp connecting onto Monarch, but in the background, a 3-man stun with the follow-up call from Fade. That's a lot of burst damage out. Fade might go down here, but really, she's already done the damage. Now Zlapped comes in with that Shell Surf and Song of the Sea. Got everybody on this Hellborn team on the run, and DS.8 really not able to post up a solid defense. Zlapped's not done. Gets the Shell Surf off with the smackdown. That's another hero dead. He could be in trouble here, but again, he does have support nearby. Fade with full mana here is going to come in. Gets the Burning Shadows and the call. Will they follow up? The question. Fade's going to skip out with 10 HP. Likely going to escape here. Everybody on the Hellborn team's either got no boots or is very underleveled. Fade looking death in the eye, throwing out that disrespectful Burning Shadows, and he will pay for it. Gives a little bit of a breathing, a little bit of a room for the Hellborn team, but look at what I just noticed. Pearl is actually still level 1 at this point in the game. 22 XP per minute. It's about to... How is that even possible? I mean, that's like 2 creeps. A lot of empty lanes around here, and Silhouette just still maximum efficiency. Right out of the lane, into the jungle, already tackling camps here without anything. He should have a sustainer on the way very soon. In fact, that could be it on the way right now. Hey, Alt Smurf 1, thanks for the greetings, man. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Just casting some Han on no sleep, of course. Doing our best, bringing you some sweet-ass GSL qualifiers. So, rotation here, but right under the Shiver and the Coral, going to just slow them right in their tracks. And it's risky. I mean, a lot of people would never just go with this kind of build on Pestilence because he's just so squishy at this point, but, you know, he's pretty desperate. And the Striders would allow him to get really mobile, maybe find a kill, but this is where the global awareness comes in. Fades with the Veiled Rod Array. They're going to use the Shiver. Even though it's revealed, it could still be useful. Fade will get knocked out by a nice Fissure here, and that's going to block him in. But already a portal key onto Tundra, and this... Yeah, here it comes. They're going to blink on a Pesty. Immediately kill him here. Fisher is going to block Tundra, and he could be in a bad position, but no, he's going to go right through the side of the trees here. And the Kelp Field's holding Dark Lady in place. She's going to get locked down too. Not even able to Charging Strikes away. Level 2 Pearl. not even existent pretty much. Behemoth Fisher might buy himself a little bit of time, but does not get the block. So one Shell Surf, and he is going down. Midas going to be forced to fall back as well. There has just not been any real sort of competition coming out against eNeolution so far in the tournament. But I mean, this is the qualifiers, so that's what you get. Oh, I don't have the overlay on, huh? It's a best of 1, so it's 0-0. Yeah, fixed the overlay, but it's coming in late. Again, really tired, guys. I just wanted to cast it just for kind of fun, and see what the other teams are up to. See what kind of competition we got here. But I mean, it's worse than I planned. I said 5,000 gold lead at 10 minutes. It's 9,000. I mean, it's already at the point where I don't even see, just based on the performance, how they could come back into this game. It's, you know, Behemoth, fine level 6. Pray that you don't get ganked nonstop. But Fade's already level 6. They just have tabs on everywhere, all over the map. The wards are insane. Pestilence going to get locked down here by the 2 support heroes. Bubbles coming in with the Shell Surf and the Song of the Sea. They pop in with the Tundra ultimate as well. Definitely not necessary, but it's more of a demoralization at this point. Monarch's going to get locked down from the transmute, but again, look at, this is the highest level player. The supports are just out leveling and out GPMing the carries on the team. Man, I can't wait until we get further into the actual tournament, which is not actually until March, and I'm actually going to be moving, so hopefully I have my internet set up for when that goes live. But yeah, either way, we still get to see a little bit of different strategies and such. See what they can do. I see in the chat commenting on the missed Bloodlust. I don't think I've caught a Bloodlust the entire series so far. I had the entire GSL Qualifiers. I always miss it, but in my defense, the tri lane was pretty active up in the top lane, so. Yep, so Dark Lady again, really nothing to show here. Going for the Ghost Marchers, Ring of the Sorcerer, and it's going to try to go into a cleaver here, but it's not even going to help them. The push is going to be coming very soon, probably within the next 6 or 7 minutes. As soon as they get a few more levels on Tundra, well they have level 4 Call of Winter, so they're just stacking up Alchemist Bones. They know they have dominance on the map. They're not even aggressively ganking right now, but because of how aggressively they ganked in the first 10 minutes of the game, Hellborn team is forced to play really close together. You know, thinking that, well, if we hold hands, we might have a chance at getting a turn kill, getting some, you know, experience change, but there's already 200 gold invested into this on Veiled Rots, and all the while, Alchemist Bones just maximizing gold efficiency on the other end of the spectrum. Also, Idolmaster's got a Word of Sight right here, so when this Veiled Rod expires, they're going to see it. Monarch comes in with the initiation onto Pearl, getting that crippling pollen. Fade follows up with the call. He's going to go down. Will Monarch even be able to be punished? And Hellborn team's not even going to be able to do that, because just, of course, nearby, Stride and Dirty, Tundra with his Blink Dagger. Zlapped got his Blink Dagger as well. There's really not much they can do here. Again, Behemoth never found a moment to get a few levels, so he's level 4. That's a level 2 Fisher, and not even a good way to clear the waves. Midas is going to use his transmute to clear the waves. But I guarantee you, if he does that, that's going to be the opening. We'll see Tundra or Bubbles jump right in. I'm just waiting for some spells to be used. A Fisher, an Elemental Orb. Nope, Bubbles going in right now with the Shell Surf. Song of the Sea, going to mix things up a bit. Midas goes down before he gets a single ability off. In the background, Fade's jumping in onto Pearl. Again, Kelp Field, locking them all down. It's a very, very clean genocide here. Nobody on Legion Seed's going to go. Legion team is going to die. Make it a quad kill for Zlapped. And just, yeah, off to a brilliant start here. He's almost at 500 GPM, so they clean up here. GG's being called already. This looks like it might be a 15-minute concede vote here. And if that's the case, we might be able to get into the D-Dog game. Did these guys start yet? Thanks for the follow, guys. I'm going to jump into the other match because, I mean, this one's over. D-Dog plays in 20 minutes. I don't know why it's not showing me. D-Dog. Sorry, guys. I wanted to do another match, too. I mean, we know this one's over. It's 20,000 gold lead 15 minutes in. So I just want to make sure that I can get into the other match. But, he's still in a TMM game, so we should be good. Dark Lady can come in with a charging strike. Will he get a kill on the silhouette here? Would have been really nice to kill a level 12. Maybe give him like a couple of levels and a huge chunk of gold, but not going to happen. Fade was nearby, ready to turn things around. Sorry, guys. It's hard. It's hard to make this. I mean, this is by far the strongest stomp they've had yet. I mean, it's difficult for me to even make this sound like it's close or they have some breathing room. Level 8 support Fade going to come in, solo the Behemoth. He gets dumpstered. Pestilence get locked down for the remainder. Zlapped scooping up every single kill he can. Coming in, they are hungry for more. They sense a blood in the water. Chasing down Pearl. Zlapped again gets to the double tap. Now they turn onto Dark Lady. This kill credit will go to Fade. A buyback from Pestilence. He's going to try to do whatever he can, but live by the sword. You die by the sword. Make it a hat trick for Zlapped. DS.8 will go down here. These guys still not in their lobby yet. What's pre-match? Oh yeah, that game's already started, so that's all. There's no chance for that. But if D-Dog's playing, then we should be able to cover their game. Fourth game of so let's see here. The end should be near. They can definitely push now. Behemoth's still level 5, so even if they get up to high ground, not much of a defense they can make. Tundra coming in with that blast, going to lock down Pestilence. Throws out the shards onto Behemoth to kind of soften him up a bit. Now even Fade picking up a portal key. So that's 3 on the Legion side team here. Gonna see some TPs down into the mid lane where they look to collapse on Dark Lady, who thought she might get a kill, but instead gets wrecked. That's a very early post haste here by Tundra, using that shiver to stay mobile around the map. I mean, at this point, there's not much they can do. Maybe we'll see some fun, cool plays coming out. Initiation by Silhouette, gonna eat the Behemoth Shockwave, but a preemptive strike, and that's what I expect out of Wolfheim. So, you know, had the tree grapple ready for an escape mechanism if things didn't go as planned, and then no wards, and they went up there and they're blind. So, just kind of show you the type of plays that they have. Shellsurf coming in with the Song of the Sea available, and Pestilence going to get a nice 3-man impale off. But again, there's the Cocoon keeping Tundra alive, and just not enough return damage here. So a great counter initiation by Hellborn team, just not enough to follow it up. Rest of the Legion's going to clean up here, make it a hat trick for Wolfheim. And the concede vote's going to be called. Congratulations, Neolution Esports, on your fourth, I believe, the fourth victory of the GSL Qualifiers. So looking pretty good for them.